Hello, members. Welcome to Art Smart. Welcome back. I am your curator, DEIRDREHELENA, and in this episode, I simply demonstrate, design, and also discuss all visual elements, even techniques that bring balance to life. We talk about art and craft as well, whatever your heart desires. Topic:
more carrots. Don't tear it. More carrots. Where's Garrett?
Vegetables. Vegetables.
Here I come from the west side. The left side. The right brain.
Yes, we are going to talk about critique. There it is. Art Smart Critique. Welcome back. Now let's start this episode out, members. And Hearts of Gold, thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and Class Culture. I appreciate you. I look forward to this whole year just by doing this series alone. Everything else is gravy. The interviews are gravy. The beef sector is gravy. It is what it is. Because we can sit back, relax, and get into something new. I just ate dinner. We can sit back, relax, get into something new over here in Class Culture. It's always been my desire to do this. I knew it was going to happen in this year, but I said, you know what? Boom, let's just do it. Let's just get going. Can you imagine how rich my 2020 was and how rich my 2021 is and will be? Because this time next year, I can only imagine. Now, critique is only my third episode. I know I'm going to have over 100, and we're going to talk about everything art. So by the end of this year, you'll be ready to go. And if you forget about a topic, what do? You just click on it. And thank you so much for being a member. Yes, these are exclusive to members only. I don't have a problem having my members have access to this information when it comes to you and I, because everyone has a way of presenting something. I'm still totally relaxed and enjoying it and having a conversation every day on something new, nothing old, nothing you can't use, nothing that is not interesting. All of this matters to me and you. So basically critiquing is dialogue between who? Maybe a professor, friends, family, a spouse. It's also a review by peers. I'm an artist, you're an artist. We get to critique each other. Now, the word critique is not a bad word, but it must bring some value to your life. It must mean something. It's not a put down. It must bring value to your life, like your soul, your spirit, your thought, your mind. It must give you power. Unlike other things that people don't engage in. This is something you do engage in. You own it. You believe in it. You can't say Deirdre's eyeballs are bigger than her nose, because that's not true. You can say Deirdre's eyeballs accentuates her face. That is a critique. And I thank you. So absolutely. A critique is exciting. A critique tells me that you're paying attention to what I produced and you want to talk about it. You want to discuss it. And again, it can be a review by a peer, a classmate, a wife, a spouse, a neighbor, anyone. And you have to be open to it. If you're not, there's ways to close yourself off to that. And it's okay. There are no rules. But if it's about self, then you should accept it. Now, if you're just critiquing art, if you're watching my episodes and you're critiquing art on your own, just so you can become art smart, good for you. Put it in a journal. If you always wanted to do a journal, you hear people say, well, I'll write in a journal. Well, some people will never do that. But guess what? You can now. You can go to the dollar store or Target, get that $3 journal like Gigi Darling did. And every day, critique a piece of art or other things that I'm going to show you in this episode. So basically, it's a process of criticism for the purpose of evaluating, bringing value to it, and improving your art and design knowledge. Then what comes from that? You can read a book about it. You can go to an exhibition. You can attend a gallery or in a museum, or you can create it yourself. That's why it's so exciting to embrace your art smarts. So yeah, let's get on with the subject. So lots of links. Thank you very much for liking the first 2 installments. This is 003. After today, I won't even announce that, but of course I will tally them and keep them on the Art Smart playlist. So yeah, look, a year ago, I had no idea. I was just going to do easy little uploads. Come on, do hauls, things like that. But hauls are dangerous now. I mean, I might shop for things now, but it's a pandemic. I might shop for some things, but I really don't need anything. So that's why I don't do hauls that much. I don't overindulge. But then when I thought about this, and then I look back to last year, maybe this will turn into something else. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some surprises. Okay, so it's the first thing I want to share. And thank you so much for enjoying the music, the song, the entertainment. It is for you. That absolutely. And for me. Okay. I'm always over here clapping, tapping, bouncing because the music is fly as hell. But because you do like the song, let's talk about the right brain. And all of these links, of course, are below. Now, we're going to talk about the right brain. What does the right side of the brain do? Okay? The left side of the brain is responsible for controlling the right side. It also performs tasks that have to do with logic, science, and math. On the other hand, the right side hemisphere coordinates the left side of the body and performs tasks that have to do with creativity and the arts. I'm always partial to my right side. I always take care of it. Even when I'm massaging myself, getting a massage, in the shower, putting lotion and makeup. I'm into it. Your brain is in halves. It's okay to take care of yourself and to think about yourself in halves. Those 2 halves make a whole. So for folks who didn't really understand that part of the song or really don't understand that part of physiology, there you go. There's a little biology there. So let's talk about examples of critiquing pieces of art. Okay, so let me share the next thing. And these are all tools for you. It was a good day today. I hope you are having a good Sunday or had a good Sunday. I watched football all day. I overindulged. I can't wait till tennis starts. It's a rainy, cool day in San Francisco. So this is the perfect week to kick this off. So we talked about the right brain. Now, This is something I touched on and was an extra with the K, I call it, in my last video. We did a video in class culture for red herrings. I always put extra special little treats in my description boxes, and this is one of them. Okay. Let me make sure you can hear me and see what we're supposed to be looking at. Let me put the banner back up. There you go. All right. Now, an idiom. A group of words established by usage as having a meaning not deducible, from those of the individual words. Now, this is important because I'm also doing my poetry episodes. And again, next month, I'll pick another genre or piece of art. The second meaning of that, again, the first part is more like poetry, a turn of phrase, as you will. And the second part is a characteristic mode of expression in music or art. So there's another word you can put in your lexicon, and I'm going to write it down, because I might revisit it. I don't think I will, but I like having fun like that. I like leaving little things behind, takeaways. We used to call it swag. You know how you go to an event and you get free pins and things? Well, knowledge can be swag too, a little extra treat. So let me write that down too. It's a little swag for yourself. So idiom, again, is a group of words established by usage as having a meaning not deducible from those of the individual words. A turn of phrase, an expression. So get your Googles on. But here we're talking about a characteristic mode of expression in music or art. So when you go ahead and let me put this on here, circle it, do your own Google search. You can do your all and your images as well. So these won't take long. This should be a cute video. Let me make sure I click the right thing. Yes, I am. Because I have stuff up for my next production video. Examples of analysis in art. Now we're revisiting this. But I wanted to bring it up because we already spoke about analysis, but it also applies here. Why? Because when you are critiquing, you need a form. Now, I could have brought this up in the previous episode. I said, no, I want to bring it up in this episode because remember we talked about that journal you keep with yourself and or a piece of paper when you go to all of these art smart trips, wherever they may be. You should have a piece of paper in your hand. You should have something that helps you remember what you looked at, what you experienced, what you put money down on the table and bought a ticket for. So yeah, I like this form here. So you put examples of analysis in art. Okay, it did not work when I put the word critique in there. So I said, I'm just going to keep this. It works fine with me. So you would print something like this out, and or you go to Pinterest. Remember, I'm trying to get my Pinterest up and popping. That's a lot. So one day I'll just have to choose 1 month and get everything I need. Here they talk about description, formal analysis, interpretations, evaluation, but remember this, we spoke about this in analysis, the lady in the pink dress. So that's where I got this from. So don't feel like, oh, where is that? Well, it's easy. You can find it. And here is the Smart Teacher website. They give you another form. Okay. So, oh, this is nice. A gallery response. The artwork I have the most questions about is name 2 things you wonder about this work of art. The artwork that I love the most is draw a picture of it in the box at the right. The artwork makes me feel that. What did the artist do to give you those feelings? Now, what we would do sometimes is people who engage with us, number one, you walk through the door, we made sure you had your email address, but on the way out, we gave people a gift if they participated in this way. So yeah, we've seen this before. I just wanted to share it with you one more time. Now let's look at some beautiful visuals. So critiquing and analysis sort of kind of go together, but not really. Because remember, when I'm analyzing, I'm just looking at the piece of art just so I can describe it, sell it, and know what it's about. But critiquing is a whole different animal. And it's a positive engagement. It's not to tear down. You have to be on an intellectual level or intent in order to critique. You can't walk through the door and say, oh, I don't like that. No one hears those words. It's sort of like a bird chirping. They have no idea what you mean. You know, so yeah, that never, and because people say, oh, well, I wouldn't want to be an artist because people, you know, judge. Well, judging has nothing to do with art. That's why I would never enter into a poetry contest or an art contest or anything like that. I will paint it and I will, or create it, and I will find someone to display it, exhibit it, or sell it. It's that easy for Deirdre. I've never participated in that arena. It makes absolutely no sense for me. All right, so what's the next thing to share? We are going to critique. Let me see, go to the Googles and look up critiquing art. So I needed to clean that up and get that out of the way. So yes, the first one, critique art. Whether it's the picture or the definition, I'm not sure yet. Oh, I got it right. The definition first. Should always come first, but sometimes I click the wrong thing. So when you put in critique art, this is what you should see. And I've already highlighted the word interpret. That's another word you can use. A lot of people don't like the word critique. You know, artists get in their fifis. They might be egomaniacs. They might be a bit narcissists, things like that. Not because they're mean people. It's just because they're passionate. And just like you love your baby that you gave birth to and raised, they love their baby that they created and sent out in the world for people to love. So, of course, they're going to be a little touchy about what you have to say unless they invited you to say it. It all depends on the person, to get to know the person as well. A lot of people never get to meet the artist. So that's what was great about the gallery I worked in. The artists worked directly with us. So that was amazing. So here it says, an art critique is a detailed analysis and evaluation of a work of art. While no 2 people will experience the same reaction to a work of art or interpret it the same way, there are a few basic guidelines you can follow to achieve a thoughtful, thorough critique. We already discussed that, didn't we? So I think that's perfect. You will enjoy that research on your own. So the next screen I want to share is the image part. That was the all, this is the image. And this is fine. I didn't find anything that jumped out to me that I did not like, because I try to bring things that will help. You know, here's a fun diagram. If you're with a little person and like me and my grandmother, they have their piece of paper and you have yours, you know. Here you can describe it and analyze it, interpret it, and then decide. That's teacher pay teachers. Okay, so there's a lot here. There's just visuals that just will help you look, think, apply, engage, reflect, and evaluate. Okay, I love that. It's endless. You could take a whole year just critiquing art and not even have to worry about anything else until you're ready to delve into the next subject. When critiquing, you must use the following 4-step slides in sequence: describe, analyze, interpret, evaluate, judgment. Okay? And feel confident about it. It might be your first time. You're a curator, just like me and my picture on my playlist. That's what we do. We just talk about the piece of art and people listen. And if that's not a fantastic way to get paid for the rest of you, I could do that till I'm 90. You know, I could even open my own gallery and do exhibit after exhibit after exhibit. And it's fabulous. You meet all types of people. We already showed this picture, right? And then this is a lovely piece. We'll end on this. It's beautiful. She's enjoying nature, looking and appreciating it. Some people have shows. They invite the artist to come talk about their piece. I think that's smart to do now during the pandemic. People can safely distance. They can have their mask on and the artist can be far away enough. But then people can see their art. They can get their takeaways, cards, pictures, and maybe buy a piece online. And then the artist can say, oh, well, I have T-shirts, cups, or whatever else they're selling. And the studio person or the venue gets their money by charging people to come. It's just a win-win all around. It's not a big deal. It really isn't a big deal. Every city, every state, every country has all type. There are so many organizations. I would probably have to do a separate show. But always go to your local chamber of commerce. Start there if you don't know where to start, and ask them, what's the local art organization, nonprofit, or go to a gallery and ask them. And then that's where you start. And then you'll branch off to other avenues of how to meet these people and be alerted when an event pops up. It makes a great date, anniversary, crew night with all your buddies. You can also go to, I keep wanting to look it up during a show. I got to remind myself, Meetup. You know what? I'm going to write it right here. Meetup. Maybe I'll do that on a live. I'm supposed to come live tonight, but I don't know. It's been a great day. I don't know if I want to talk about, beef sector today. I just don't know if I want to. I might. So what's the next subject? Now, what are we critiquing? Let's talk about certain things that you can critique, and that'll be the end of this episode. Okay? So let's just say you like to walk around your city. I love walking around San Francisco. Well, I can critique the architecture. Absolutely, I can. I can Google it. I can put the address in and remember this image I used in my commercial. But absolutely I can. San Francisco is full of architecture history, and I could study a building in a whole year. And in my Helena Arts production story time, I believe I talked about how I got my job at the Julia Morgan Theater in Berkeley, because I wanted to be an architect, but it was too much math, honey. So I ended up just loving her as who she was and is, because her art still stands, so that means she's still alive. And I got to work in one of her creations and got to do something I love to do. So yeah, there's art everywhere. Every city on planet Earth has architectural history. A building is a piece of art, especially if it was designed. Now you can go crazy. There's all types of genres. I would say that's brutalism. That's what I would say. But, you know, we could have a discussion. But, you know, other people can go other ways. Now, this building is still being built in Spain. I've been there. I'll let you do your research. So absolutely, you can, and it's a church, and you can critique architecture and have a good time doing it. Sometimes people are like watching me, you know, look at buildings. I'm Googling, I'm taking pictures. I got to get back to my Instagram. I've just been really, really busy. Give it a moment. But yeah, you can look at it now and you'll see me walking around the city taking pictures of buildings. I don't really say what it is, where it is, because that's not really what I need to do. I just like taking the picture, documenting my day. You know, that's a journal, IG, in art, in architecture. So let's see what's next. You can also critique statues. Every city, every building, even the place where you work has art. Open your eyes. Now, you've seen me use this with the statue with the mask on in one of my uploads. You'll have to go find it. But yeah, and this image I used in my commercial as well. I don't think, I might have used it as the thumbnail. I can't remember right now. But that's the right brain. And it's beautiful. And it's golden like our hearts are. So absolutely, you can go around the city for free and critique statues, public works. Please do. That's a great date. And again, you just I hate saying Google this stuff because sometimes you get convoluted. Physically go down to your city buildings and talk to these people that you're paying and say, hey, go to your tourist. Every especially San Francisco has a tourist information office, and you get all of the. I get brochure after brochure. I'm wicked when it comes to getting brochures and when I'm traveling, because those are pieces of memories of places you visited, and it's free. Postcards, all that good stuff. Of course, I've seen Venus in the Louvre. Of course, I have. So yeah, I've been doing this all my life. I've traveled all over the world. There's Martin Luther King. Absolutely. It is still his birthday month. Happy birthday, sir. Next month is special. It is African American History Month. That's what I call it, because we're always Black, but it's African American History Month. We get to focus on it all month long. So I love it. And there's also interesting pieces like this. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, I know during this, you know, Black Lives Matter movement, shout out to George Floyd and his family. May he rest in power. I know there's a lot of statues that are coming down, but that does not negate the fact that there are other things that are in place now. So I'm going to start going around the city of San Francisco and taking more pictures of the city art. But yeah, and it's not something to be angry about. Never. I don't even think I could hang with someone like that and have art in my heart. And that's my daily goal for today. I don't need nobody angry around me. I just can't do it. It just makes absolutely no sense. It's like swallowing dirty water. You could never, right, make me do that. No, I'd rather go by myself. So yeah, you have to be in the spirit of the moment. You can also critique watercolor. Now, I included this image in my commercial as well. Watercolor is a fickle friend, and I'm going to try to get better at it. And you're going to follow me on that journey on my arts and crafts channel when I get that up and popping. But yeah, I want to get into watercolor more because I think it's stunning, and I have to learn how to tame it and be patient. And that's also healthy as you grow older, to treat yourself good. Look at that beautiful piece of work, monarch butterfly. Oh yeah. And you can do one watercolor a day for the rest of your life. Watercolor is super friendly. You just have to indulge. Like this, I know I can accomplish that. But maybe one day accomplish this. How pretty. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay, let's stop there. Let's stop there on that image. I love it. And it can be as complicated or as simple and lovely. Less is best, right? As you like it, as you want it, as you see it. So one more, and then we will be done with critique, and we can move on to more topics in Art Smart. Now, I'll do 3 a week. This felt good, Class Culture. It felt good to just do 3. So next week, you'll get 3 more, and 3 times every week. So that's what? Let's just round it up to 150 videos by the end of this year. I'm good with it. I like it because I get to talk about what I love. You can also critique fashion. Now, when you critique fashion, you're not critiquing the person in it. No. Why? Because a dress can come in size 2 and 22. So who cares? But you're critiquing the fashion, the piece. Now, I also included this in my commercial. I love magazines. You guys know that. And remember, I said I'm going to commit to 2 fashion magazines. That doesn't mean that Gigi Darling can't walk into a store and buy another magazine. I'm talking about subscriptions. So I have 3. I'm down to 3, and I'm going to have to give one up. Who do I have? Let me go over here. You've seen them on my desk. I subscribe to Bazaar and Elle, but I also get, I think, remember we read that we think Oprah's magazine is kaput because she's gone digital. So if that's good, then I'm done. I'm done. I have Bazaar and Elle. Now, every September, I get my Vogue on because they have the big traditional fall, edition. And I love that book. It just takes me all the way back to when I was like 12 or 13. And I just have to get it every year. So yeah. So there's other magazines and things like that. But how do I critique fashion? I think I am going to redo my whole closet. Now that won't be members only. That'll be me on TV, live and in color, watching me toss away stuff and then rebuilding my whole wardrobe. I think I'm going to start on my birthday. Now, if I start out with 1 black dress and until I add 4, 5, 7 more, just deal with it. But that's how I'm going to rebuild. And oh, of course. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, all right. Dismiss. Okay. But I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to rebuild my Now, my shoes aren't going anywhere. But I don't have a problem rebuilding. And I've started some, so I'm not going to be left with no clothes. But trust and believe, when I moved back to Northern California last year, I got rid of almost everything because I knew I wanted to start all over. So absolutely. So you can critique fashion. Okay. So there is a very famous heavy hitter, audience there waiting for a fashion show to start. You can create fashion. You can hire, You can hire a seamstress and show them a picture and they can have it ready for you in 2 weeks. Now, I don't know about you, but I love watching Raja and Raven critique fashion online on, let me see if I can share it on YouTube. Let me find it while you look at two of my favorite hosts online. Let me see. Because their careers have changed so much, but you can still go back and watch the old episodes. There we go. Let me pull it up. Yeah. Okay. Wow Presents. Oh, they are back at it. Oh, thank God. They're social distancing. Okay. So yeah, I'm good. Oops. Oh, you can see what I see. Okay, good. I didn't know I was the right one. No, you can't. Okay, I'll show it to you on YouTube. But yeah, it's Wow Presents, and you watch them critique RuPaul. So I like to watch them, but I also like to watch actual fashion shows on YouTube. So yeah, it's you critiquing fashion is, and you don't have to call it critiquing. You can just say what you like and don't like, and that's actually critiquing. Nobody walks in the room and says, I'm here to critique fashion. No, you're just here to look at the fashion, see what you would wear, what you won't wear. Like I would never. It's editorial, you know, but I can, let me see. Oh, I could rock that. You know, it's just a good conversation. You know, these are definitely editorial and nobody walking around with their arse hanging out. But you might get brave one night with some girlfriends and rock a fit and have no apologies. She looks fabulous there. Okay. So those are ways in which you can use critiquing now that you know. So we did statues, watercolor, fashion, architecture, and yeah, let me show you where I like to get a good giggle, a little gag, because I don't like the last time I've watched let me see, what was the last time I really watched like Housewives was like in 2014. I'm being super honest with you right now. And I don't watch reviews, but I tell you what, the last time I watched RuPaul was maybe like 3 years ago, only because I'm busy. Because I've seen it all. I've done it. I've worked on shows like I'm just over it. But I will love a good fashion photo review episode because I adore them and they make me laugh. I think they're more entertaining than the actual show. But if you hit Wow Presents, I remember when they had like 5,000 people. Now they have 1 million. That's how far back Gigi Darling and we go. But if you go way back to the old episode, sorry if you're getting seasick. Fashion review. I'll watch their fashion reviews from 2016. Oh, yeah. So let me see if they have a playlist. Fashion review. Yeah, they have their playlist rocks like ours do in Class Culture. Thank you so much. I see you, Replay Crew. I appreciate you so much. So yeah, it goes on and on. This is more interesting to Gigi Darling than the actual show because I'm a production person. I've moved on. I don't need to see the actual shows, things like that. I got so much other things going on. It just does not rock my boat anymore. Even when they have guests, celebrity guests, and celebrity judges and things. Not my cup of tea. I have something else I'm doing, or I'm creating myself. So that's it for critiquing. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. I'm glad you liked it. Yes. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. And if you are a content creator, please let your audience know about what we're doing over here, about what you found interesting. I appreciate you already. So I'll see you in the next episode. And it was my pleasure and my desire, only desire actually, to guide you in class culture. Okay, Ducky? It was great. You only live once. YOLO. Everything over here is copacetic. We are not worried about a thing. Actually, it's a bit flawless for me right now. And I think you understand what we got going over here. I appreciate you. See you next time. Bye.
More carrots.